Hi, I'm Evan Ross, Town Councilor for District 4 and currently serving as the Town Council's Vice President. In 2018 I made a decision to run for office. I saw a community that held up its values, but where those values weren't being upheld for everyone. I saw renters whose budgets were strained by Amherst's high housing costs, and others who couldn't afford to live here in the first place. I saw school buildings that were detracting from our students' learning instead of supporting them. I saw a library that wasn't meeting the needs of all residents, especially our residents with disabilities and English language learners. And I saw a local economy held back by the perception that if you want to start a business, look elsewhere. Over the past 3 years, I've worked hard to build an Amherst that lives up to its values. I have been a staunch advocate for affordable housing, supporting municipal funding and resources for 3 separate affordable housing developments, 2 of which are right here in District 4. And I proudly voted to strengthen our inclusionary zoning bylaw to mandate that all new large apartment buildings include affordable units. No more large buildings that serve only the luxury market. And I've advocated for smart and progressive zoning changes that will create housing opportunities for moderate income folks. I've worked on climate. I co-authored and co-sponsored the first piece of legislation that passed the Council, creating the Energy and Climate Action Committee, and I worked with that committee to establish bold climate action goals adopted by the Council. I pushed forward major capital projects, including supporting moving forward with the school building project that will finally replace Wildwood and Fort River elementary schools, and supported the expansion and renovation project of the Jones Library to give our residents the 21st century library that we deserve and that we need. I worked to create structure and process on the Council, prioritizing participation and transparency. As chair of the Town Council Committee on Appointments, I worked with my committee to develop an appointment process that made Town Council appointments in Amherst more transparent than any other community in our region. And I worked for racial equity and social justice. I supported the CREST program to provide an alternative to police response for nonviolent incidents. And I voted in the Council to double the number of community responders hired in the first fiscal year to ensure that we're setting that program up for success. And I voted for a wage theft bylaw that will protect low-wage workers from being taken advantage of by their employers. I've done all this work to build a better Amherst, especially for those who are often underrepresented and marginalized in our local government. And to that end, I've spoken up for the communities that I belong to. As an openly gay counselor, I've sought to raise the visibility of Amherst's LGBTQ community, including writing Amherst's first ever LGBTQ Pride Month proclamation that has led to our annual Pride flag raising. As the only millennial on the Council and the youngest member of the Council, I have sought to bring the perspective and lived experience of my generation into conversations. And as the only renter on the Council, I have made sure that renters have a seat at the table. Because in a community where the majority of households are renter occupied, our Council cannot be only homeowners. I've done all this work to build an Amherst that lives up to its values, but there's so much more work to do. And I want to keep doing that work. I want to put in the work to produce more affordable housing options to make sure that anyone who wants to live in Amherst can afford to. I want to put in the work to make sure that the CREST program is a success and to implement the other recommendations of the Community Safety Working Group to make sure that we are a truly anti-racist town. I want to put in the work to make sure that we meet the bold climate action goals that we established. I want to put in the work to make sure that we replace the Fort River and Wildwood elementary schools, that we give our firefighters the fire station that they deserve, and that we give our DPW workers who work hard a decent facility that they can work in. And I want to continue the work to make our downtown a destination for residents and visitors alike. And that involves finally addressing our downtown parking challenges and implementing smart design guidelines that make our downtown appealing and that enhance the pedestrian experience so people want to spend time in our downtown. If you want to learn more about what I've done in my 3 years on the Council and what I hope to do in a second term, you can go to evan4amherst.com. That's evan4amherst.com. And I hope that I can earn your vote to continue this important work on the Council on November 2nd. Thank you.